Hello everyone, and welcome to my Roblox scripting series where I teach you how to script on Roblox. In this video, I'm going to show you everything you need to know about Vector3 values. So Vector3 values represent any 3D spatial values, so part sizes, positions, rotations, directions, etc. They have a x, a y, and a z component to them, and they have a set of methods and constants that you can use to make more use of the Vector3 value. You can create a Vector3 value by using the Vector3.new function. In the function, you insert three numbers which will be the x, y, and z components. You can do basic math with them just like numbers, so adding, subtracting, multiplying, and dividing, and you can also do math with vectors and numbers. However, math with the vectors and numbers is only limited to multiplication and division. You can get the length of a vector by getting the dot magnitude property, and if you want to get the direction of a vector, you can get that by accessing the dot unit property. The unit vector is the same thing as the original vector, except the x, y, and z components are modified in a way such that the magnitude of that vector is 1. And you can also lerp between two vectors, which is basically a way of finding a point on a line between two vectors. Now the lerp function takes two parameters, the goal vector and the alpha. The goal vector is the other vector you want the original vector to lerp towards, and the alpha is a number between 0 and 1 representing the percentage of the distance between those two vectors. So an alpha of 0 would have the point be the same as the original vector, and 1 would be the same as the vector of the goal vector. So if I wanted to place a part halfway between these two blue parts, I could get that midpoint by lerping between both blue parts' positions and by setting the alpha argument to 0.5, which is 50% of the way. I could then set this red part to that position since it returns a Vector3 value. If I put this in a never-ending loop with a small wait time in between iterations, and you can see that the red part's position updates during runtime, and you can see that it will always be halfway between those two blue parts. You can do some more complicated vector math like the dot product and the cross product as well. And with this, you can take the angle between two vectors, which has many applications in games like animated naming systems. To cut it short, Roblox has recently added a function specifically for that called angle. Angle takes in two arguments, the other vector and an optional Vector3 axis, so it can calculate if the angle is positive or negative. Vector3 also has some constants, such as the 0 and 1 constant. The 0 constant is a vector where the x, y, and z components are all 0, and the 1 constant is where the x, y, and z components are all 1. There are also constants for each axis. As stated before, you can use these things for many 3D spatial applications. You can find that many 3D instances, like parts and attachments, have Vector3 properties in them. Vector3 values are also a major part of C-frames, which open a whole new layer to programming 3D objects. Vector3 values are needed in every game. If you want to move parts, resize them, rotate them, and more, you're going to need to understand Vector3 values. Thanks for watching, please leave a comment on how you felt on the video, and I will see you in the next tutorial.